We're live?
We are live. Meeting is now streamed. We are live. We are Facebook Live. Okay. Um, okay.
Oh my, am I like freezing here? Okay.
I don't know if it's you or me that is freezing, but it's all good.
So good.
It's all good. We'll thaw out eventually.
Yeah, totally. Just too cool.
Right? We are too cool. We are freezing up Zoom. Oh my gosh, we're good. Okay, so I see Jordan has joined us, so that's pretty cool. Jordan, just to let you know, we are Facebook streaming or live streaming this to Facebook, and you're always welcome to ask questions or give input or anything like that if you would like, just so you know. Okay, so we are going to get started here today. We are going to be talking a little bit about our amazing wellness kit that we have. Okay, and everybody, it's in everybody's home. See, all the people's homes. Everybody that I do this with, almost, right? We're all like, this is the bomb. Okay, what's in here? So we're gonna talk to you a little bit about what's in here in a minute, but we are going to tell you why and how we even got our hands on this amazing thing in the first place. So I actually started with Young Living 2.5 years ago already. Like, wow, I can't believe how fast time goes by.
Oh, I was just thinking that.
Yeah, right? And so for those of you that I haven't met yet, my name's Melanie Jansen, and I'm from Northern British Columbia, way up here in the cold, but it's been good. So my story started 2.5 years ago when I was introduced to the oils because I was actually on a medical leave for 9 months from my work. I was going through some pretty debilitating health issues, and the medical system didn't know what was going on. They couldn't help me. So I had turned to an alternative healthcare practitioner, and her name is Diane Parnell. I worked with her down in Salmon Arm, and that was basically just to help me manage my anxiety and my depression that I was going through, because when you don't know what's wrong with you and you feel yucky and you know there's something wrong, but people are like, you're good, we can't find anything wrong. You know, it kicks anxiety up like 100 notches. And then after that comes depression, because you're like, are you kidding me? Like, this is my life for the rest of my life. Like, nobody knows how to help me. So I was working with Diane, and she had actually mentioned, she said, hey, Mel, I know this lady that is using these oils to help her feel like, you know, calmer and feel a little more grounded. And would you like to give that a try? And I'm like, heck yeah, I will try anything. So I did. I tried this oil. And for those of you that have experienced anxiety, you know that it's like a whole nother um, thinking process. Like, it takes over your brain, it takes over your logical thinking, it just takes over everything, and it becomes your reality. You seriously cannot just talk yourself out of it. You can't convince yourself any different. So I was driving home one day from work, and I drove down this hill and my ears plugged, and I seriously thought, oh my God, my brain is leaking out of my ear and I'm going to die. Like, and it was real. It was real. Like, I was ready to like do a 180 and head back to the hospital, because I'm like, that's it. This is how I'm going. My brain's leaking out of my ear, right? And then I'm like, oh my gosh, this oil. Okay, I have this oil. So I put it some on my wrist and some on the back of my neck. And I was like, okay, hang on. Like, maybe your brain's leaking out of your ear, but maybe it's not. So why don't we just go home, and in 5 minutes, you're going to know for sure if you need to go to the hospital or not. Right? Like, isn't that so crazy? Like, it's real. It is, anxiety is debilitating. And So I was like, that was the first time I had actually had a logical thought during one of those those anxious times. And I was like, okay, what is this stuff and what is it all about? And so I went to back in the day when we could actually like get together and go to people's homes. But this class was on the beach. They're like, we're having a class on the beach. And I'm like, I'm there. I am so going to the beach. And then all we did is we talked about exactly like what we're gonna do here today. And I was like, okay, that kid needs to come home with me. And it was the absolute best decision that I have ever made in my life because I have my life back because of it. I have energy. My children, like I'm a single mom with 5 kids, and you know, the energy to keep up with them, the energy to like just cook suppers, just to get out of bed. I used to go home and I used to be in bed. Like, seriously, I know kids can survive on Honey Nut Cheerios for breakfast, lunch, and supper for 2 months straight. It's good. Because that's all I could do. I couldn't even. And then I got, we're going to talk about like our Ninja supplement drink that we have in here as well. And that is what I started using. And I have not looked back, and it has been straightforward this whole
Yeah.
time, right? I know. And we get to meet awesome people. I did not know Natasha before doing this. So this is how we met. You get like this amazing group of people surrounding you and supporting you and loving you and believing you and helping you become better when you feel like
Yes.
you can't, right? Like, and it's just like,
Yes.
yay!
Yay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's
Okay, so
how, yes.
yeah, like Mel said, Young Living brought us together. When I met Mel, I was like, she is my people right away. I knew I loved her energy. We have so many things in common, like that health anxiety I experience as well. I call it mortality anxiety. I think I'm dying like all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so we started talking about all things health. And I mean, that's what this community is about. It's about people who are super into health. So we don't just talk about oils. Like before we went live, Mel and I were talking about this body wrap thing that she's telling me about that's going to help me reset my nervous system. Like it's all things health. We're passionate about health and wellness, in mental wellness, physical wellness, like,
Mm-hmm.
emotional wellness, all of the wellness, like just thriving. That's what we're about. So my story is very similar. So, like Mel, I had a lot of anxiety because I had a super crazy life, like some of us have. And what that did for me was cause me a lot of body pain because I developed some really wonky system failures basically in my body because of long-term acute stress. So I was hurting all the time, and I was wrongly diagnosed with fibromyalgia, which is often the case, which I'm screaming from the rooftops. Like, if anybody was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, you might want to look into that because that's kind of what they diagnose you as when they don't know what to call it. So I was in body pain all the time. It was hurting my wrists and my shoulders, and I couldn't sleep at night. And I tried everything. I tried like the drugstore brands, like you name it. I'm not going to list the names for compliancy sake, but you name it, I tried it. Nothing worked. So I'm going to my friend's house, and she's like, "You should try these oils." And I was like, "Yeah, no, I'm good. Like those seem too expensive. It seems like a super ripoff." So I thought I was going to outsmart her. And I went to the drugstore and I bought some drugstore oils. And I came back and I was like, "You said these oils were going to work." And I got it in my hand, and she was like, "Yeah, give me that." And so she opened it up, and then she opened up one of the Young Living oils, and she was like, "Smell your oil and now smell this." And I was like, OMG, this smells like turpentine. The drugstore, like obviously chemicals. Like, you don't need to put it through any lab test to know this is bad and this is good. And I liken that to, do you remember when you first tried, like when organic came out again, and you first had like a banana and you were like, "Oh my gosh, that's what a banana is supposed to taste like. I totally forgot what a banana tastes like because all I've been eating is like genetically modified crap." Well, that's kind of, you're like, "Oh my gosh, like get that other stuff away from me." So I was like, "Okay, tell me more." So she whipped me up this little jar of a rub, and she's like, "Take that home and put it on before bed." So I go home, I put it on, and it was like the pain melted on contact off of my freaking shoulders. And I was like, I'm in, like, whatever you have to say, I'm all ears, you know. And then so I was basically like a drug addict. Like if my little container got down like a third of the way, I was like, "Do you have more?" Like I was so desperate for this stuff. And so being the good friend that she is, she was like, "You can just buy the kit and make your own." And I was like, again, still like, "Oh, it seems kind of expensive," and I was humming and hawing. But then it came to be mosquito season, and my kids have medical conditions, and I didn't want to put that DEET crap on them. Like I knew that that was bad, so I was like, okay, pain. And I knew that if you blended a lot of these up, that there was like an outdoor blend, right? So I was like, okay, sold, I'm in. And same as Mel, never look back. Now I'm a raving fan, like just an absolute lunatic for this company. And yeah, we'll go into why.
Yeah, it's so cool. Like, isn't it fantastic? Like, and so empowering to know that you have the things like in your home, right?
Yeah.
You can do what you need to. So these 11 oils have totally replaced anything and everything in my medicine cabinet. This is it right here. And I can like pack it with me wherever I go.
Love it.
So this is what we call this the starter bundle. It comes with these 11 oils and this cool diffuser that's behind me here. Um, the diffuser's made from medical grade plastic because our oils are so concentrated, they'll actually break down regular plastic. So we want it to be in something that's going to be able to hold our oils. So that's great. This starter bundle is $199. And that's why you heard both of us be like, kind of like, what? Like, this is kind of expensive. But let me tell you, when you realize what this does for you, like, if this can bring you like pain relief, if it can bring you like relief from, just those crazy overwhelming thoughts, if it can bring you some peace of mind of what you're putting on your kids, that it's not toxic, if it can bring you like a sense of like relaxation and calm and sleep and all the things, right? What if it could do that for you? It's like 199 bucks is a drop in the hat. The other cool thing is though, is if you add up all the cost of all the oils and the diffuser in this kit, it is actually over $300, $400. So it's pretty darn amazing. When we run out of oils, this is what we do. We just get another kit because
Yeah, no, it's true.
it is true, right? I don't know.
I
This
to
is like,
stock them up.
yep,
Totally. I try to stock them up and I can't ever sell them. Like when we were doing that like flip kit thing, I would
yep.
buy like 4 kits, never sell a single one because I would use every
Because
single one of them.
it's the best and it's a truth because you're going to be reaching for these instead of like all the things that you have in your cupboards right now. So we're just going to go through and we're going to kind of briefly touch on what these oils are for. So I'm just going to start with lemon. Okay. I'm like, where's the label? There it is. So lemon. This, seriously, we call this sunshine in a bottle. So we have, we know, he's a neuroscientist and a functional medicine doctor. His name is Dr. Corey Deacon, and he did live brain scans on people that smelled these oils. And then he showed us like what happens, and it's amazing. So
I get the book.
yes, I have the book. It's awesome. Okay, so while she's getting the book, he said that if you smell this oil for 66 days in a row, you will actually create some permanent natural happy pathways in your brain. Okay, who can't use a little extra happy? Right? All the things, all the people, it's amazing. So with this oil, it is also something that you can use as a degreaser. It will take off marker, pen, anything sticky. Like if you have kids and they have like those fake tattoos that they put on and then they kind of turn in and look like a lump of dirt that's stuck to them, you can take that. It will get gum, sticky sap out of your hair. You can use it for cleaning. It's like a degreaser. This thing is so multi-purpose and amazing that you want this in your home. So you want to smell this. Our oils are all steam distilled except for our citrus oils. Our citrus oils are cold pressed from the rind. And the citrus oils you want to use when you're not going out into the sun. And if you want to put them on somewhere, just put it somewhere that's not going to be on the sun just because they're photosensitive and right? Like your skin might go darker in that one place or whatever. So just to keep that in mind. But yeah, it's epic. Totally
Yeah.
epic. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, I couldn't find the book. I might have lent it. That's another thing too. Like we're always sharing information. Like that book and that guy has no affiliation with
Yeah.
Young Living. We're like, here, take the information. We're trying to save the world. So it's probably in someone else's hands right now. But anyways, it's a really great book and it shows you all the brain scans that he did. He does seminars. He has all kinds of information on his Facebook page. I highly recommend you check him out. Like amazing information, amazing man.
Yeah, it is so good. Okay, do you want to talk about lavender?
Yeah, I do. Okay, so lavender, Swiss Army knife of oils, they call it. This is great for skin. It's great for hair. It's great for nails. My girlfriend puts it on her nails and it makes her nails all shiny and strong.
What?
It goes
I'm
a lot
doing
of
that
hairs
right now.
that have burns, stings. It's calming. Like that's what most people know it as, is for calming for sleep. I gave it to somebody who couldn't sleep because they suffered from really bad PTSD from war, and they took like pharmaceuticals and still couldn't sleep. One drop. He told me one single drop helped him sleep.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's so cool,
I
right?
know.
And that's why we share. That is exactly why we share, because this stuff is too good to keep a secret. And like life is too hard when you have to, when you don't have the tools to help you do the things you need to navigate life on an everyday, like sleep. Who the heck can't go without sleep? We all need that. So yeah, absolutely. Okay. Peppermint. This is peppermint. So this is pretty amazing. Just so you guys know, we do have a Vitality line that has been approved by Health Canada to ingest. So we have a Vitality peppermint, and you can put like a drop of it in your hot chocolate and have peppermint hot chocolate, and it's like the bomb. It is so good. You don't have to pay $4 to go to Starbucks to get peppermint hot chocolate. You have it. So peppermint is a cooling oil. It's really amazing. I use this on my kids when they have fevers, but they haven't been sick in like forever. But when we first started using it, my little guy, he was really sick and had a fever. And I was just learning about this, and I was using the, like, you know, they tell you alternate between Advil and Tylenol. And so I was doing that, and it still wouldn't break his fever. And I put this down his spine, and in 5 minutes, the fever broke. So it's a cooling oil, and it's good for, you can put it in like a spray bottle with water in the summertime when you're like hot, and you can like spritz it on yourself, on your back, wherever. Hot flashes, people who are going through menopause, hot flashes, this is like your go-to. Also, it's amazing for pain, if you would believe that. I'm like, I associate peppermint with candy canes, and I'm like, candy canes are good for pain? What the heck? Right? So, yeah, this is really good. It's good for headaches. My son, he'll rub it on the back of his neck and on his temples when he gets a headache, and it helps. It's the only thing that gives him relief when he has one of those.
Totally. I use the same thing for my son too. He gets fever induced seizures. So I need him to cool down like right now when he gets a fever. So yeah, I'm so happy. I won't run out of that ever.
Yeah, it's good. And
Yeah.
spiders and mice don't like it. So,
Yes.
so you can like
Bonus.
put that all the places. Yeah. Okay, so those first three that we talked about, lemon, lavender, right? What are they? What are they, Natasha?
They are the allergy busters. So once I did a class and one of the girls who showed up was allergic to cats. And I was like, Exhibit A, put them in her hands. She rubbed it, did the scent tent, gone. She was able to sit through the rest of the class.
Man, that's like so cool, right?
Yeah.
I know. And we're just like, see, and you know, for as many times as we use these things, and we're just like, we know they work and we know how fast they work, but every time, like when you see it, you're like, oh my gosh, like mind blown. This is so cool. It's like, who else can we get this on? Like, show us
Yeah.
what is going to happen to you.
Give me a problem, any problem.
Yeah.
We got you.
We got an oil for that. Right.
Right.
Okay.
And then,
Oh, I'm like, did you freeze or did I, Miss Natasha? I don't know. I'm like, I don't know what she is wanting to do. Okay, she will be back in a second. I'm hoping. Son, can you guys make sure you're off the Wi-Fi? Okay. Jordan, can you still hear me? Can one of you ladies or Megan, can you guys tell me, who's frozen? Am I frozen or is Natasha frozen? Oh, you can hear me. It's Natasha. Okay. Okay. As long as I know who's frozen, because I didn't want to just be talking and it not actually be me that you guys can hear. Oh, there. Are you back? You're muted. You're muted. Unmute, but you're back.
sorry.
There you are. That's all good. We're entertaining. Okay. So we're going to talk about copaiba.
Okay.
Okay. So copaiba is a tree oil. It is actually very calming and very grounding. Any of our tree oils they are going to just like make you feel so good. Copaiba is really special because it's actually an anti-inflammatory. So anywhere that you are feeling like inflamed, you can put this on. It's really good for like any like mouth pain or anything like that. You want to like can rub it on your jaws or like wherever around,
Yeah. Also, it's a booster. Like what I like everything to work really well. Like I want to really be sure that it's going to be effective. So this enhances every other oil.
Yes.
So I put it in everything.
Right? Yeah, it's so amazing, and it has like a woody smell to it, so it's so good. It is so good. Okay, do you want to talk about Panaway?
Yes, I do, because this was the oil that was in that pain cream that I was telling you about, that my friend gave me. So it smells like root beer and it works like a miracle. It's also in oh, I have some left. So it is in that brain scan book that we were talking about, and what it does, like, I can't believe this oil is so amazing. What it does for your brain is just phenomenal. You should get that book and look at that stuff. But yeah, I think all things pain. It really helps with like sprains, just all things pains. Like also, like if you have jaw tension or like head tension just from life, like some people carry it there. Oh my gosh, this helps with tension so much as well.
Yeah. And it smells like old-fashioned root beer.
Oh god.
So good. Or if you're like, the younger generation, it smells like A&W suckers.
Oh yeah.
It does, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's so good. Okay, so those three that we just talked about, the peppermint, copaiba, and Panaway, this is like your go-to for any pain. You put these three together and they're like the bomb. They are so good. You can make a roller ball with it and like put it on, just roll it on, mix it with carrier oil. You can also put them on or in your bathtub, but make sure you add them to Epsom salts because oils and water do not mix. So if you just put the oils on, they're going to just lay on the surface of the water. And when you get in, they are going to totally cover your skin, coat your skin, and you are going to burn your bits. So please do not do that. You want to put them in with some Epsom salts and dump that in your tub and then be ready for bed because it's so good.
Yeah, and there's only like 4 things you need to know, so don't be intimidated.
Yeah.
They're very user friendly. That's like, there's like, oh my gosh, don't put them in your eyes, don't put them in your ears. Be careful. A couple of them are photosensitive. But I mean, all this information is very easily available. There's a certain line to ingest. Yeah, and then the oil and water doesn't mix, and you're done. That's all you need to know.
That totally is all you need to know. And like anything else, you just get the oils and get them on you, right? Like you got to crack that bottle, even just smelling them, right? Like, Corey Deacon said, oh my goodness, like all the things that happen, even if you just smell them, it's pretty amazing. Okay, so I'm going to talk about purification. I love this oil. I have one daughter and 4 boys. So this oil is good for anything stinky. It's perfect. You can put it like in your shoes, in hockey bags, in anything. Even the lunch bags get a little bit crazy. Also, this is what I use instead of dryer sheets. So like Natasha said at the very beginning, this is like a health journey. We are not just about oils. We are about teaching people how to get healthy. And we really like to shine the light on the toxins that are in our products that we usually buy on the shelves, right? Like those, I honestly don't even buy anything from the store anymore. I buy food and clothes. That's it. Everything else, because Young Living has over like 600 and some products, and we're a lifestyle company. So one of the big like aha moments for me about, because I was like not a label reader, I wouldn't know what those words meant anyway. I was like, how bad can it be, right? Like that's what I used to think, is how bad can it be? It's on a shelf. Well, let me tell you, it is like slowly killing you. That's how bad it is. It's so bad. It is so bad. So do not put your head in the sand. You are the gatekeeper of your home. There is nobody else out there. Yeah, we have Health Canada, but they can only do so much, and they do not actually regulate anything that is like under the term fragrance. Like people, that's like a trademark secret, and people can like throw anything in there, and the chemicals are scary and sad. You will find the more things that you switch out for products that don't have toxic chemicals in it, the better you're going to feel. So when I started, my little guy was actually on 2 inhalers. And when I got rid of our laundry detergent and our bounce sheets, he did not have to use inhalers anymore.
Same. My daughter's kicked the inhaler as well.
Isn't that cool? Like,
Yeah.
and it's so crazy because we really think that if it's on the shelf, it's safe for us. Like, why wouldn't it be, right? Like, they wouldn't do that to us, would they? But yeah, they would. It's for the dollar. So yes, get rid of your bounce sheets.
Oh, yeah.
Purification is the bomb. Some people use those cute little wool balls. I tried, and my boys use them for hockey balls, so I lose them all the time. I'm like, I don't know where they are. So I just throw my clothes in the dryer, and I sprinkle a couple of drops of this on there, and that's it. That's what I do. And because your skin is your largest organ, you're going to be constantly soaking up that crap, because
50% of what you put on there goes in your skin, like in your body from your skin,
right,
man.
right, like what is that? What is that? And like, when are you ever without clothes? Like when you're in the shower, and that's like it, or the tub. And I'm hoping, okay, I just have to like talk to everybody about like that foaming stuff that you have in your products. So anything that foams, your shampoo, your toothpaste, your body wash, your dishwashing soap, like your hand soap, any of those things that have bubbles that we have been conditioned to think that's what's actually cleaning us, that's a dirty lie. Like,
Yeah.
it's actually a toxic chemical called SLS, sodium lauryl sulfate. Sodium lauryl sulfate is one of the most dangerous things that you can bring into your home. It's an endocrine disruptor. It messes with your hormones. It is like so toxic. Like, go do some research on that. It is crazy. And like, I question it now. Like, I mean, I never knew where to buy toothpaste before, and I would go buy it off the shelf. And now I'm like, the darn thing says call poison control if
Yeah.
swallowed. Why the heck are we putting it in our mouth? Like, isn't that playing with fire? Like Russian roulette? You kidding me?
Totally.
Like, why was that okay? It's because
And
it's
like
what we
kids are
were
gonna eat
taught.
that. No, kids are gonna eat like toothpaste. Kids eat all kinds of weird things.
Yeah, yeah, don't they? They totally do. They totally do. So yeah, anything in your house that foams, please, please, please get it out. Um,
Yeah.
uh,
And
def
something
or
else to speak to that as well too. Like I was a label reader, but I had three kids flipping out in my cart while I'm sitting here at the grocery store comparing labels. No, thank you. Like there's so many options, even in the health food stores, of like all the different. Like who's got time for that? Young Living was like Amazon Prime meets Nature's Fair meets like Shoppers Drug Mart. You know, I was getting money back. I didn't like it was all there for me. Like, you know, the shampoo, we have like a couple of kinds of shampoo, but you know, they're all going to be great and they're like safe, you know?
yeah.
And same with the toothpaste. I don't have to worry about screaming kids in my cart and spend 4 hours at the grocery store just to like buy cleaning products or shampoo. Like,
I
yeah.
I know, right? It's real. And that's like I love it. Like and how we're talking about the starter bundle, they make it easy for you to switch because if anybody was to tell me, hey, like you're gonna like live this healthy, I'd be like, get out of here. I don't have the time, I don't have the patience, and I don't even care.
Yeah.
And 3 months after getting my starter kit, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm one of those people. And I'm telling all the people to be one of those people because it's like amazing, right? Because they have another starter bundle and it's called the Healthy Homes bundle. So that bundle is to help you get rid of like the toxic products that I was just talking about in your home because usually that's like the barrier for people is like, yeah, we know this stuff is bad for us, but what the heck do we use? Where do we
Yeah.
go? Well, we're like over here. We're like,
Yeah.
here, come here. This is where you go.
Yeah.
So the Healthy Homes bundle, it comes with laundry soap, dish soap, toothpaste, cleaner, fruit and veggie wash, and a bottle of Thieves and a diffuser as well. One that's a little bit different than this, but yeah, it's amazing how easy they make it, right? Okay, do you know we better get moving here?
I know.
Do you want to talk about RC?
Yeah, I do. Okay, so this one, oh man, like this is the reason why I believe that my daughter doesn't need an inhaler anymore. So this stands for respiratory care. My old boss's husband used to snore, and they told me this saved their marriage. So they just put a little bit in the diffuser, and she didn't need to elbow him in the ribs anymore. Like, you know, yeah, and so I'm a runner. I put this on my chest to go running, and it opens up my airwaves and or airways, sorry. And I swear I get like an extra kilometer just from this oil alone.
That's awesome.
We need air to exercise. Like we breathe to live. Air is important. This is important. That's all I gotta say about that.
No kidding. It's amazing. Okay, I'm going to talk about Digest. Digest is for your digestive system. So anything you would use like that stuff in the pink bottle for, right?
Oh,
That's what you want. You want to get rid of that and you want to get a hold of some Digest. This is pretty amazing. I love the way it smells. It smells like fennel seed and black licorice and a bit of dirt.
yeah.
It's so good. Kind of reminds me of the way health food stores smell. Uh,
Yeah.
right? But this is something that you really definitely want to get on yourself. This is the one that like turns skeptics into believers because it works so fast. And you can just put it on, right? Put it on wherever if you have like acid reflux or heartburn or whatever. If you have a tummy ache, if you've eaten too much, if you have like um constipated diarrhea, either way, it's so smart. I don't know, it knows how to help you. I'm not going to question it, just do your thing, and it's amazing. So anything like that. And also this was one of the oils I used because when I would have like those anxious times and things like that, I always felt nauseous,
Yes.
always, right?
Yeah.
So
And in his book, he talks about that too, I think, where it doesn't, it's like emotional tummy upsets. It helps.
yes,
Like if you have IBS, which is like oftentimes because your wheels are spinning in your head, this will help. And again, this is a testament to how powerful these things are. That boss that I was telling you about, once they got the rest of their kit. Um, she would put this on, and he was like, her aura is healing my digestive system. And so everybody thinks like that we're just like, it's all hooey and it's just like aromatic. This is real science. And they explain that like our sense of smell, our olfactory system is the oldest sense that we have. So when you're smelling these oils, it bypasses the digestive system. So the digestive system would normally break down a lot of the properties of these things. So that's why we take it in aromatically. That's why it's effective, because of real science.
Yeah, it's the real deal for sure. Okay, do you want to talk about our favorite Frank?
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Right.
Okay, so my ex-boyfriend, when I was doing these oil classes, he was like, yeah, that's all fine that you're, using oils. He's like, don't expect me to get involved. And I'm like, yeah, whatever, sure. And I'm doing a class, and I was like, I know that you said you wouldn't get involved, but please, I have a class in like 10 minutes. Can you Google all of the uses for frankincense for me, please? Because I would like to talk about that. And he comes up and he was like, did you know that it does this and this and this and this? He's like, you've got to see this. And I was like, yeah, I know. That's what I've been telling you about. So because we have to adhere to compliancy, we're not allowed to talk about all the wonderful things that these do. So we suggest to people Google it, because it's gonna blow your mind. It does so much. But what we can say is that it helps with focus quite a bit, and also skin. Like, oh my gosh, the testimonies of what is happening with this is incredible. But definitely focus in skin. But do Google that.
Yes, and there is you want to go to, there's a website, it's called pubmed.org. So that's actually a legit website where they have published medical articles. And so those are actual like doctors, scientists, and those sorts of things. So you're gonna get like the legit thing, right?
Mhm.
Yes. So Frank, I actually put a drop on the top of my head when I'm feeling overwhelmed, right? Like she said, like focus and stuff. So that's really cool. You put it on. Um, absolutely love this. This is like your go-to, like
Oh,
anything you can use. Yeah, on PubMed, there's an article where they found over 10,000 uses. Very smart oil. Yeah, go ahead, Natasha.
sorry, I was just remembering my other testimony. So a
Yep.
lot of the people in Young Living have these really cool gizmos where you put like your hand on a sensor, and it sends electrical currents through your body, and then the machine analyzes the feedback. And it was like an Otovi scanner on steroids, and it gave me this like really comprehensive review about how 22 of my biomarkers were out of alignment, and 21 of them would be realigned with this one oil alone.
That's so cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Smart. This is a smart oil, right? Like we say, this is like one of the oils in the Bible that they gave to baby Jesus. So if that oil is good enough for baby Jesus, it's like good enough for us for sure. Definitely brilliant. Um, okay, so we have thieves. This is like, I love this one. Thieves is amazing. This is um our oil. It's actually registered trademarked to Young Living, this one here. So the story is like, why is it called thieves? Because so back in the day when there was like the Black Plague, it was like the 14th, 15th century or something like that, the Black Plague. And there was a band of thieves that were going around, and they were robbing from the dead and the dying, and they weren't getting sick. So the king heard about this, and he's like, okay, you need to bring them to me because I need to save my family. And so they were brought to the king, and he said, what are you doing? And they said, well, we are actually spice merchants that are stuck here, and we just made this concoction out of some spices that we had, and we rub it on us and like put them whatever on a handkerchief and things like that, and they weren't getting sick. So the recipe is actually still in a museum in France, and Gary Young replicated that recipe and added eucalyptus to it. And then now we have our thieves. Why is this guy so important to us? We call it our favorite anti because it is antifungal, antimicrobial, antibacterial. It is like all the antis. I can't remember all the rest of them, but those are the ones. You put this in your diffuser and it's going to kill 99.9% of the bacteria in your air. It will kill mold spores. There is a YouTube video that shows a lady and she puts like a raw chicken breast on the counter and then uses the bacteria strips to show you how much bacteria is there. And then she uses our thieves cleaner and shows you the outcomes. So that's pretty cool if you want to go check that out. It's amazing. So because it does all that really cool stuff, they have added this in like that healthy homes bundle that I was telling you about. It is in all of those products. It's in our toothpaste, it's in our cleaners, it's in our laundry soap, it's in everything. So it's something that you definitely want to get your hands on. It's a hot oil. So anybody, please, if you get a hold of Thieves, it's a hot oil. You don't want to put it directly on your skin because it's hot. It's hot. It's like cinnamon. It's got cloves and things like that in there. So you want to make sure you mix it with a carrier oil, like olive oil, coconut oil, like any of those sorts of things. I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 diffusers in my home, which is a 3-bedroom home. And every one of them has Thieves going. I've got Thieves and whatever else. You can mix it with other things, but
especially right now, it's never stopping. Like this is everywhere. My family everywhere. Right now.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay. So that was the top layer of the kit. And then it's really kind of cool because we call this like our treasure chest. So see, I just like popped the top layer out of there. And then we're like treasure chest because voila, there's like more, right? Like all these goodies. Are you kidding me? Some information cards. We call these like share bottles because you're going to want to share with people, but you're not going to want to give them your whole bottle. So we're like, here, use these. You can share. It has our 11th oil in it that Natasha's going to talk about in a second. And then it has like a roller fitment, it's called. And all that is like the roller tops that I was talking to you about that you can just pop these on the top of your bottle and roll it on. And then this amazing is our hand sanitizer. Okay, it's a hand sanitizer. It's been approved by Health Canada. It is on our government approved list of hand sanitizers to be used during this time that we are in. So
it's better than everything. It doesn't dry out your hands. Like you'll see posts about people getting all these crazy rashes and stuff.
Yeah. That's scary.
From all the regular hand sanitizers, and we're using it so much right now. Like if you're going to be using it that much, you should use something safe, people.
Right? Yeah. Because there's options. And this, it like moisturizes your skin. It feels so good. It's good. Like, and when your kids use it, you're fine because if they're going to grab an apple or a sandwich or something and eat it after, it's okay that they have that on their hands. That other stuff, I'm like, you wash your hands before you put that stuff on.
I'm like, oh no, I panicked because you have to go into some stores right now. I'm like, where's my sanitizer?
I know. I'm like, I'm not going in that store if I have to put that on. I'll got my own. I got my own. Yeah. Okay. You want to talk about this one?
Yes, I am a tree hugging, forest loving hippie at heart. And this tree oil smells like the best forest you've ever been in. Like it makes my eyes roll. It's so good. And like I salivate and everything. Like I don't know anybody who isn't obsessed with this oil. It is just like it takes you to another place and it's happy there. So good. It is relaxing and it's also really good for your skin. So I say like I was saying that Frank is good for your skin. So this is like daytime cream, right? Focus and good skin. So you want to start your day out that way. And then when it's time to go to bed, here's your night cream. Sleepiness and also good skin. Also hunters are using this to disguise their scent when they go in the bushes.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
It's so good. So good. So I know you guys are probably like, oh my gosh, you just spent 40 minutes talking to us about all these uses. Like, how do you even know and how do you remember? Okay. It's because we use those ones all the time, almost every day for the last 2 years. So you just get to know. But the other one, we actually have a cheater app. It is called Reference Guide for Essential Oils. And the guide part here, you can just pop in like, a symptom that you're feeling. And then here it'll tell you about the oil and then the blends and then like different things on where to put them and stuff like that. So that's like our go-to because there is so many uses. They're so diverse. I did a class last night on pain management, and I actually learned that like if you go into this app, it's pretty amazing about the oil that Natasha was just talking about, the Northern Lights Black Spruce. And because she was talking about, right, it smells like a forest. It tells you like all the cool things that it could be used for. And then it talks like a little bit of history and different things like that. But it was exactly that. It's like the spruce oil creates a symbolic effect of an umbrella that protects the earth and brings energy in from the universe. At night, the animals in the wild lie down under the trees for protection, recharging, and the rejuvenation that the trees bring them. Spruce may be beneficial for bone pain, glandular system, aching joints, opening the pineal gland, sciatica pain, and stimulating the thymus and adrenal glands. Like, what? Right? Like,
And that's what it feels like. You feel all that just by sniffing this little bottle.
yeah. And it's really cool too because Young Living has their own farms around the world. And this one, the Northern Lights Black Spruce Farm, is actually up in Fort Nelson in Canada. It is like our first Canadian farm. So we're really super proud of this.
It is.
I know, we're just like, oh, it's so good. It is so
We need
good.
smell-o-vision. Like if you could only smell this.
I know. It is so amazing.
And I was going to talk about, like, I was telling Mel before we pressed live, I'm like, oh no, I don't have all of my kit because my kids
Right.
raid kids. So like it's supposed to have those Ningxia packets, but my kids they're like, they search and rummage. Like maybe there's some in this kit, maybe there's some in that kit. And same with the hand sanitizer. It's gone. Like I cannot keep these things in my house.
Yeah, right. Like we use them. I know. I actually hide this one kit. I'm like, that is my kit for classes. Like, don't nobody touch. But it happens. You're like, oh my gosh, I can't wait for my order to come in. Like, there's got to be some Ningxia in the house.
Yeah.
So this is what at the beginning I was talking a little bit about our Ningxia. It's called Ningxia Red, our liquid supplement. There's 2 ounces in one of these packs, and you can have one of them a day. Or we have bottles. It comes in bottles, but it has to be refrigerated, 2 ounces. This here is what really got me on my feet. With everything that was going on, with all the symptoms that I had, like I couldn't get out of bed. I was nauseous all the time and I was like vomiting. I lost like 30 pounds in 2 months. And I'm like, great, but not the greatest way to go about it. The scary part was like my vision started going and I was dizzy all the time. And I was like, what the heck? And I actually got to go see Corey Deacon. He did a live brain scan on my brain and he seen that I actually had an old brain injury that's affecting the visual processing part of my brain. But because I was under so much stress and my body was like so wore out and overwhelmed, all the symptoms from this brain injury were being like amplified. So like it wasn't actually my vision that was going, it was the fact that my brain couldn't input all the things that I was seeing so quickly. And the dizziness was from there, like all of this stuff. So I started drinking this, and within 3 days, my dizziness was gone. I could see my eyesight started to get better. I could cook supper for the first time in like 3 years. My poor children definitely got some good survival skills. But the energy and the mental clarity, it also helped with like when I was feeling anxious, that didn't help it as or happen as much anymore. The depression was lifting. It was like seriously a lifesaver for me. It was a game changer. I got my ability to like live. I started having like hope for the future, instead of, I used to like go to bed and pray to God every night that he wouldn't wake me up the next day. And because I just couldn't bear going through what I was going through all the time. And I was like, please, like, don't make me have to do it. Can you just not wake me up? And like, I'm so glad he doesn't listen, because he's like, no, here, have a ninja, you'll be okay.
Me too.
Right. And
Yeah.
and now I'm like, oh my gosh, I have my life back. I have my love for life back, right? Like all the things and the passion and everything else. And yeah, so it's definitely a game changer. It's something that everybody needs in their house, whether they agree with us or not. That's
Yeah.
their
A
that's
book
their
about the ninja. Like it does so many things, and the testimonies that I've heard are just like blow your mind. I know, like it's like my burr juice. When I go for a run, I drink one of those packets. If you get that 3 o'clock wall, oh my goodness, do you guys have that where it's like your day
Mhm.
is not done yet, but you have to finish your day,
Yeah.
and you're like, help me, this will help you finish your day. And it doesn't give you like the jitters like coffee. There's no like uppers in it. It's all just natural energy.
Yeah. And it's yeah, supporting all your systems to work properly. And then they're like, whoa, this is how we're supposed to feel.
It
And
puts oxygen in blood. Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it makes up 40% of Young Living sales. So that's like a big deal. Like that tells you a lot, right? Like
It's really good juice.
it is. It's amazing. And yeah, so that's like the most amazing thing in the world. Gary Young had a vision to get one of these kits in like every single home. And I understand completely why that was a vision of his, because life is way too hard without these. And especially now, like having, right, like just trying to get into a doctor nowadays is like crazy and hard and time consuming, and having your own tools in your own home at your fingertips is like empowering. And two, right, Natasha just talked about the process right now of going into a store, of all the things that you have to, like all these hoops we have to jump through just to get into a store. And I love this about Young Living because it is my account. I pay Young Living and they ship it to my door, right? Like, so there's no go between person. Nobody knows what I'm buying, how much I'm buying, or what I'm doing. And they don't have to try to find me. I just get it right to my door. Like it's the best. And then we have this thing, it's right, it's called the Essential Rewards program, which is a loyalty program. It is like, you know, you're committing to buying every month, which is so easy when you switch out everything in your life. Like we have a kids line, a pets line, we have supplements, we have like all your bathroom products, right? Like all your body washes, your shampoos, your
Makeup,
deodorants. We have makeup. We even
clean
have
and
food.
makeup. We set the standard in clean makeup globally.
Yes, yes, we do. And that's right. Like, how can you not, right? Like in our cleaner replaces every cleaner under your sink. Like it cleans stainless steel and glass and wood and all the things. So
Makeup brushes, windshields,
yes,
carpet, you name
yes,
it. Dishwasher.
everything. Yeah. So it's so easy. And then it's like buying from your own store, because they're like, hey, you know what we're going to do, because you're a loyal customer, we're actually, for the first 3 months, we're going to give you 10% back of what you purchase, and after 3 months we're going to give you 20% back of what you purchase, and you can use those points towards free product. And it's just like mind blown, because you got to pay for a bag at most stores,
Yeah.
and these guys are giving you 20% back. Like what?
Yeah, then there's the whole tier system where you get more free products
Mm,
depending on how full your cart is. There's a tier system. So they don't punish you if you're like, maybe you only have a couple of bucks to spend, this month. You're still getting something free. Then you're getting more stuff free because, the point system, they just like love on you. It feels like love raining down all the time.
all the time. Yes, they are such a giving company. Yeah. And it's like, I don't know, I think every couple of months I get like $300 worth of free products. Like
Yeah.
it's insane. And
So good.
that's right, like all the ninja. Oh yeah, that's another starter bundle that we have, that we were saying we have the 3 starter bundles. The ninja is the third one you want to get in the 3rd month, just so you're replacing all of that good stuff that you've lost over the years of using toxic stuff without knowing, right? But that's okay. So yeah, so that is the amazing way that Young Living works, and you are totally like loved on, and you have this huge community. And there's also a business opportunity, right? Like that's also something for sharing. They like give you a thank you check for that, and you're like, what was that? And so I've actually that's what I have taken like a step. I have cut back on like a 9 to 5 job, and I don't have to do that full time anymore. I'm doing this as a business, and it's so amazing. So like I told you, I was like a single mom with 5 babies, and for like the last 15 years, I was going to the local food bank at Christmas times to purchase, not purchase, but to be given our Christmas hamper for, here, this is what we're going to give you for Christmas dinner, and go pick out a couple of toys for your kids. And that is a very humbling place to have to be. And it is hard as a mom, not, your kids are writing letters to Santa, this is what I want, but you know that that's not going to happen. Um, so that when I very first decided to do this as a business, my first Christmas, right before Christmas, I got a $700 paycheck. And it was the first time in 15 years that I did not have to go to the food bank, that I got to choose what I wanted to buy for supper. I got to choose the gifts that I got to give my children. And I'm like, that is such an amazing feeling. And their business model is doable. I was tired. I was exhausted. I was starting to, feel better when I started doing the business, but I could still do this, feeling that way and fitting it into the time chunks of being a mom of 5 plus working full time. That's how doable this is for a little side income. Like, who can't use a couple extra $100 right now?
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys like are picking this up, but me and Mel are not salespeople. We
Yeah,
are just
no.
normal girls who are just like really good friends and passionate about health, and we're just winging it in front of you all, and we're making money. So if we can do this.
Right? Like this is a thing. I know. If you were to ask me to like try and sell like a trinket or yoga pants, there I'd flop. There's no way.
I
It
know.
just doesn't like resonate with my values. But this, like when it changes people's lives, how can you not share? People
Yeah.
need to know. It's a gift. We have a gift. And if we offer it to you, it's your choice to unwrap it or not. That's just the way it is. So yeah, so game changer, life changer, amazing. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody for like sticking this out with us, because I know we could talk about this for like hours and hours, even more hours. But we actually do on Monday nights. On Monday nights, we have classes. They're called What the Health. And we talk about different ways of using the oils. So one night we might talk about pain management. One night we'll talk about digestive system. And then if you are interested in the business side, we do business. Like tonight, we're going to be having a class here in a couple of hours. And we have some speakers just talk about their journey and how it's impacted their lives. But yeah, there's always ways. And if you're interested in getting one of these kits or anything, or want more information, you can like drop something in, drop a comment in the comments like that you want more. You can private message Natasha or myself. Absolutely. Because this is what we do. This is our passion. People ask me what I do for a living, and I'm like, I make friends.
Yeah.
That's it. I make friends because
And help people.
yeah, you help them feel good, right?
Help. Yay.
Right, that's the best. There is no better job than that, helping people. Yeah, so definitely shoot us a message and he will show you how to get started. Yeah, so it was so good. I'm glad you guys all joined us. I'm gonna go off of the Facebook Live and that. So thanks, Facebook
Thank
world.
you, everyone.
And if you guys found any value in what we had to say, or if you like were thinking about somebody and being like, hey, when they talked about that oil, my friend, she like can't sleep very well, or my friend, whatever, right? Like about the pain, anything, feel free to share this video with them. Like,
Totally.
it is definitely something that there's something for everybody. Absolutely. So do that.
Share that.
Everybody needs that friend. Yeah, totally. Okay, so